What's going on? It's Kevin Kenney hanging out backstage at the Hot 100 Music Festival with the gentlemen of Capital Cities. Thanks for stopping by, guys.
Our pleasure.
for having
Good to
us.
see you. Now, we're going to play a game with you called Never Have I Ever. If you've been following us on Facebook Live all day long, you know the game already. But before we get to that, I want to talk about this new EP you guys have out and a specific track on the EP called Girl Friday with Rick Ross.
Yep.
Now, this is just so fascinating to me. I know you guys have had rappers on your body's work in the past. You had Andre 3000 on your debut album, your full length. How did you start working with Rick Ross? Because it sounds like an interesting story.
Well, Rick Ross was reached out to us before we even released our first debut album. We had released a 5-song EP, and he had heard it and was interested, I think, in signing us actually to his label. So we met up and we became friends, and unfortunately the label situation didn't work out, but we kept in touch afterwards over the years. We put out our first album, and then eventually he liked one of the demos that we sent him and recorded over it and sent it back to us. We never even met up, and it worked out. It was the song Girl Friday.
That's wild. Now, why was that the song for Rick Ross on the EP?
I think that's just the one that he responded to because we had sent him other stuff, and it was the same with Andre 3000 on the first album. We actually had sent him 2 or 3 songs, and this one song we wrote called Farrah Fawcett Hair just spoke to him because of the theme of the song, and he, you basically have to, whatever people are inspired by, they want to work on.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite tracks on the EP, so I just had to get that out of the way first before we get into this
thank you.
game. But very cool. Maybe not something people would think that Rick Ross is listening to in his free time, but when they
He's a fan of Capital Cities, I guess.
It's pretty rad,
Yeah.
man.